Hey everyone, how you doing? Okay, as the title suggests, I've reached a landmark in my collection of every single PAL CD32 game that got released. Although of course I'm not quite sure exactly how many were released. I'm guessing now it's about 160 after a bit of research. So without further ado then, another 11 games, which like I said takes me over 100 games now, so that's pretty impressive in what, 11 months since I started this series, so to speak. So then, without further ado, the first game then doesn't have a cover or back cover or nothing anything else. It's called The Labyrinth of Time, and this is a point and click adventure. You're in your everyday boring life, you get in the underground and all of a sudden you get whisked off somewhere else and you've got to work your way through a maze, stop this evil king from the past from coming back and dominating the world basically. It's all set in different time zones, stuff like that. I can't tell you too much else about it because I've only loaded it up and that's it. Wasn't overly rated by magazines, but I think it could prove to have some enjoyment. Moving on, and this one come through yesterday with another game, which I'll be showing in a bit. This one though is Vital Light from Millennium Software, come out in 1995. Instructions inside there of the disc. And what Vital Light is, quite an oddity actually, but original in some ways. It's best described, if you ask me, a cross between Tetris and Buster Move, Buster Move games on the PlayStation, and so on. You got these blocks coming down, and you got like an object at the bottom, which is you, of sorts, and you got different colours on this object, and you got to choose the right colour, then blast the blocks, and obviously it gets quicker and quicker, stuff like that. So different, interesting. Okay, next is a game from Germany. I'm not even opening this yet. Still sealed, no cover, called Gulp. Now the bog standard floppy disk of release did get a proper box and stuff like this. I'm not sure if the CD32 version ever did. Gulp then, from Ice Entertainment, is basically a Lemmings clone but with fish. Yep. What's happened is the earth is flooded and the human race is possibly facing extinction, and the goldfish come to the rescue. So you've got all these icons along the top, whereas in Lemmings they're along the bottom. You get your fish as they come in to do different things. It looks quite complicated, but it could actually be quite good at the same time. So, Gulp. Lemmings with fish. Okay, the next game is probably the duffer out this bunch actually. So the case itself is in very poor condition. It's one of them card cases. You sometimes get the CD32, and it is Battletoads, which I think might have come out originally on the Nintendo and NES. This, if you don't know Battletoads, it's platform in places, but also a bit like Golden Axe. There's the inside. There's no instructions. But this is really poor. I'm not in the condition of the game itself. You can see that at all. Yeah, I mean, poor animation, very little moves in the gameplay. So I only played it briefly, but by all reports, what I read in the magazines back in the day, it's very poor conversion. So moving on, a couple of platformers to show you. First of them come with Vital Light yesterday. And this is pretty rare on the CD32, but as soon as I bought this, another one showed up. Beavers. Actual screenshots on the back. Now, the first level on Beavers is a bit of a disappointment because it's a scrolling screen, but the screen keeps moving and you don't. So if you run out of a room on the screen, you lose your life. So after that though, it gets a bit better. Now the case is slightly broken on this one. See? There's the inside, in the manual, and the disc. Yeah, so it's quite nicely drawn and stuff like that, but not really my sort of game. Next one is an Eva, and this is from Team 17. Super Frog. Pretty hard to get on the old CD32. Couple of screens on the back there, you might just be able to see. So this is the platform run and jump I think it can bounce on the enemies. Obviously you've got things to collect as well. Inside, nothing too exciting on the inside. It does have a few good features, bonus sub games as well, a realistic fruit machine. A cartoon intro, it's actually the intro is pretty good. Moving on, and we have Sabre Team. Sabre Team got released on the Amiga 500 and 1200 as well as this, and every version is highly rated. The lowest percentage on the back here is Amiga format, and it got 87%. So it's an isometric team strategy shooter, I think is the best way to describe it. Sort of some similarities with Syndicate, which is better known as Syndicate. Not really played this yet, to be honest, beyond loading. It's set in the, part of it's at least set in the 1980 siege, where the SAS stormed the building, went through the windows. Maybe old enough to remember that. So not really played it too much yet. Okay, the next one is also isometric, but this is a rare, and this is, well, I've been wanting to get hold of this one anyway, and it is The Last Ninja 3. Yeah, pretty hard to get on the old CD32. Some nice colourful screens on the back, just about to be able to work out. Yeah, so you know the Last Ninja series, you know what they're about. This should be quite good with a joypad as well. Not played this one yet, so couldn't tell you too much about it. Manuals, it tells you a story in the manual, but it's all in black and white, no colour pictures. Yeah, this the second most expensive game I got in this collection, I think. And this it's under £20 though, so it's not bad for this. Sometimes it goes quite a bit more. Okay, the next one was a buy it now. Oddly enough, it was a best offer or buy it now. So you put in a best offer, you might get £1 or £2 off, something like that. I wouldn't accept it, but I thought, I'm going to get this game anyway. Frontier Elite 2. Now this did come in a big box originally, judging by the fact there's just the cover again on the back. There's no instructions on the inside, but I do have the floppy disk version of this. And this runs a lot better on the 1200 than what it does a 500, as you'd expect. So the CD32 version should be no different. Obviously, just quicker loading and stuff like that with the CD32. I was a big fan of Elite back in the day. Never got on so much with Frontier because of the flight and the flight mechanics and the battles themselves just didn't hold together as well as the original Elite. But I do intend at some stage to give this another shot and actually try and get somewhere. There is a good guide actually on YouTube with this, so got to be worth trying again. Okay, 2 games left. This was a buy it now, no best offer. Surprising actually. £15 it cost me, dead on. Alien Breed 3D. There were 2 3D games for the Amiga series in the end. The second one I think might have only come out on the 1200, not the CD32. Nice disc inside there, you can see that. So Alien Breed 3D is obviously more or less a Doom clone. Obviously Doom had taken off by then. You may just about work out some of the screens in the back. And this is probably one of the best you can get for the CD32. Unfortunately, although the CD32 pretty much was the first of its era, its generation, it's probably one of the weakest too. Whereas like the PlayStation or even the 3DO can knock out the 3D games pretty, get them around the screen pretty quick, sort of thing like that. This is okay. It does struggle a little bit, but it's okay. Obviously, if you've got the floppy disk version and you've got extra RAM, extra fast RAM on your 1200 or even 4000, it whizzes along quite nicely. But 3D on the CD32 struggles a little bit. Still not a bad game though. Also come, thanks to the setup, with a list of codes, all codes, so you can play the game. And finally, perhaps the cream of the crop. Surprising to win this, but happy to. The classic Lotus trilogy. Lotus 1, Lotus 2 and obviously Lotus 3. Now Lotus 3 mainly was like a cross between Lotus 1 and 2. Best parts of both. But I think it struggled a bit in places. It wasn't actually that brilliantly smooth. There's the inside, nothing special there. And the manual obviously says all about 1, 2 and 3. So number 1 was a circuit one. You can have 1 or 2 players. Number 2 was a time limit one. checkpoint racer, which you could link to Amigas up. Obviously you can't now on this. Just classic all round Lotus series. Played it recently with a friend actually, so it's good to get someone else in the game as well. So there we go then. That is 11 more CD32 games. There's a couple more on the way hopefully, should I win them. Yeah, so that's over 100 then, so perhaps about 60 more to go. Not bad going at all. So that's it for this video. More coming soon. Hang on a sec. You want to show off all the games and do your little dance. I don't think they really want to see that. Okay.